Today on the Extreme Channel, we are continuing with the mini tours. That's right, if you missed it right here, we did an overview tour of the entire collectible man cave of the Extreme Collection. Now today is one of those videos where we're breaking out different rooms. Today we're looking at the theater room, checking out the autographed memorabilia and the high-end collectibles. Stay tuned. To give back to you guys, the Extreme Channel is giving away this giant Goro statue from PCS for our 20,000 sub giveaway. If you want to know how to win this, I'll tell you a little bit later in this video. Alright, so today we're looking at the theater room, and as I said in the main video, this is where we're going to take some time to look at each individual piece, and we're going to also include this little childhood nostalgia right here. And that is my best collectible, or one of my best three right there. So let's start over here with Masters of the Universe. At the top we have a custom. This means it's a private unlicensed commission Battle Cat. This is just a monstrous piece, and it's actually meant to pair with the He-Man right below. So you can see they actually have matching bases, kind of, you know, Grayskull reminiscent. He has two switch-out torsos. And then we have some pieces from Sideshow. So these are licensed, mass-produced. We have Orko. Very cool, inexpensive piece for a statue. And then Skeletor. This is one of the first pieces I actually got from Sideshow. And in front of it is a custom giant Castle Grayskull. This is incredibly difficult to display, and it's one of my most popular videos. I wouldn't say one of my most popular, but it really gets people in just due to the sheer mass size of it. So a little Masters of the Universe. I do have a Hordak piece coming from Tweeterhead. And we got some MVC going on, it looks like. And here again is kind of that childhood nostalgia. At the top, these pieces are by First Four Figures, which specializes in video game pieces. First, we have their most recent release, the Mario right here. And almost all of these I've reviewed on, so these high-end statues, if you haven't seen these before, they range anywhere from $200 to $5,000, depending on a number of factors, really. And generally, you won't find a retail price around $5,000. The most expensive retail prices are around $3,000 or so. Then we have Bowser, the exclusive, and he does have a light-up feature I don't have on right now. And then there's Sonic. Down below, we have 1/4 scale, meaning 1/4 size, the real-life version. These are from Prime One Studios. These are the 1990s Ninja Turtles. So I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I absolutely love this movie. I still love it to this day. I think it's very cleverly done. And some of the details on these are just simply amazing. Definitely some opportunity on some of the weapons and things of that nature look, not as high end, but these are actually a pretty affordable price. You can get this entire set nowadays, if you're really lucky, for around $1,500. And as you see, their bases actually can go together, or you can display them separately. Pretty cool piece. And then I have a few custom accessories I've added. And then moving down, we have more Turts. So we have Bebop and Rocksteady from the newer movies that were made, I think, in like 2013, 2015, sometime in that time era. Same with the Splinter. And then a action figure from NECA. So these are quite a bit cheaper. This is Shredder from the 90s movie, obviously. And it's an action figure. I'm not good at posing action figures. I'm just not a poser, but I do love that version of Shredder. Now these are in what we call Maji cases. So there will be a link in the description below of the different a video of the different cases that I use. And same thing, I'll have a link in the description for the lights on top. See a bunch of remotes over there. And then we move to our Street Fighter collection. So Street Fighter, one of my favorite games. This is PCS, made almost all these pieces, starting with Zangief, Player 2 version. Pretty incredible piece. One advantage, or disadvantage, I guess, of PCS is they don't hold their value very well, so you can get these for quite a bit less than retail. Here is Ken. He was always my player of choice. Then we have M. Bison, and I'm working on some lighting options for these shelves. I have these little pucks that work okay. They are remote controlled, but the M. Bison, pretty cool. Balrog. This is kind of the villain shelf, or the final boss shelf, if you will. and their Vega piece. Then at the bottom, we have Blanca, also made by PCS, all 1/4 scale. They're Dalzim, as I call them. And I pronounce it Ryu. If you're a fanboy, that upsets you, you'll be okay. Then we'll officially move into the theater room. So a couple things we got going on here. We do have recessed lighting that can change colors or do fancy waves, crap like that if you really want to set the mood. Same thing with the theater chairs. They're all powered, different lighting options with ports for power or reading lights. And sometimes I really just like to chill in this room at night. So the front of it, around the TV, it's either 75-inch or 80-inch, I can't remember. And all the components are actually stored behind a wall. So I have everything to a remote sensor right there. But I like to think of this as my trophy room or vanquished creatures. So let's look at what we got going on. A little bit of autographed memorabilia here and then on the back. So first, starting at the bottom, this is actually a piece from Sideshow that the shelving broke and it collapsed. And it's about a $1,500 piece, and probably the most I could get for it nowadays would be $300. So I thought it'd look cooler just as a boneyard directly underneath this Terminator stuff right here. So first, by Jack of the Dust, we have a melting skull. It really reminds me of, T1 when they were in the future and some of that cool stuff was going on. Then here we have by Queen Studios. So Queen Studios is one of the #1 players when it comes to life-size busts, simply for the fact that they use medical grade silicone. You can see the details impeccable. This really looks like Arnold Braunschweiger. I'm just messing with you. Very real, the bullet holes, the skin. Now the medical grade silicone is kind of rubbery to the touch, so almost this feel. And then they use real hair. Awesome piece. This one does have a light up feature as well. The eye lights up. Then by Sideshow, we have their Pred Alien piece. Now, while I think AVP Requiem was a horrible movie, I love the creatures that it produced. Wolf Predator, Pred Alien. Awesome, awesome piece. Very hard to display. And keeping with the Alien Predator theme, so this is a custom canister that I commissioned. It's made out of really cheap material, but it looks fine. And then NECA's face hugger inside of it. You actually can fill this with water. I just don't have the balls to do it. And we'll come back to the top here, but by Cool Props, this is a Predator from AVP, which I did enjoy the first AVP movie. Predator Mask does have a light up feature as well. And I'm debating getting some under cabinet lighting over here. Same right here. This is a Sideshow piece from City Predator, Predator 2. While that wasn't my favorite Predator movie, I really like this bust. The detail is just crazy. The quills, the texture of it. And then moving over here, by Cool Props, we have an Alien Warrior. This is one of the first pieces that got me into statue collecting. So with this right here, it was actually, I bought it more of a prop because I was buying autographed memorabilia. But it's just an awesome, awesome, amazing piece. Then moving back up, this is by ECC, so Elite Creature Collectibles. For the longest time, they were one of the top people in the life-size bust game, and I still think they are. So this is obviously from Underworld, the Lycan. I've had this for a large number of years. It's an amazing looking piece. I like the presence of it. And then on the wall, a couple fantasy mounted stuff. So from Lord of the Rings, we have Weta's Dragon, Smog. Very cool detail. I wish this was bigger.
Hey, that's what she said.
Obviously, I wouldn't do a life-size version, but if it was bigger, it'd be awesome. And then we have the female T-Rex from Jurassic Park: The Lost World. Very cool detail on this by Chronicle Collectibles. Then down here we have, from one of the greatest movies of all time, Jaws. This is autographed by Richard Dreyfuss. All of my autographed stuff is authenticated by correct third parties. And one day, I've done a few videos on third-party authentication. Just because it has a COA does not mean that it is good. This is also by Elite Creature Collectibles, so the people that did the Lycan. This is Spike Gremlin from Gremlins 2: A New Batch, which is a cute movie. Not clearly as good as Gremlins 1, but pretty awesome piece. This looks so realistic, and I like the concept of this. So they kind of mix some scenes together. He never did this to Gizmo, but standing on here, and then this actually also has a light up feature where the gremlin made of electricity actually kind of flashes through that screen. So pretty cool. Then we have a Funko Pop that I was given by the great Gem Mint. Another piece of autographed memorabilia over here, signed by Daniel Radcliffe, the actor who played Harry Potter. We have his wand. Replica wand, so it's obviously not the one they used in the movie. And then over here, let me start with probably my least favorite piece on the wall. And that is the Creeper. I love the Jeepers Creepers creature. I absolutely love the concept of him, and this was a custom-made bust that somebody made for me, and I'm just not happy with it. Eventually I'll replace it with something, but the same person who made this actually made this amazing Pumpkinhead. Probably the coolest horror creature ever created, in my opinion, and this one is just awesome on every level. And most of these I have done separate videos on. The busts, I would say 90% of them, so you can always check those out. Let's move to Queen Studios, again the one that made the Terminator. This is Loki, obviously, from Avengers. Tom Hiddleston. Looks so real. Looks like he's really in your house. Now these are those really expensive ones that you're paying $3,000 each for. And right next to him, with also another light up feature, Thanos from Endgame. Played by the Josh Brolin. This one is amazing. It'd be very difficult. I have done videos in the past where I rank these. Honestly, it'd be so difficult to rank these. And, you know, getting into busts, life-size statue busts like this, a lot of people don't want to do. But it's just, they just blow you away. Got a smoking deal on this Kylo Ren piece right here. Well, I didn't worship the newer Star Wars films. I didn't think they were horrid, but I liked the character of Kylo Ren. And especially his mask. That was pretty badass. You guys remember that when the first movie came out and that scene on the planet? Next to him, we have one of my only two Hot Toys pieces. This is Baby Groot. He just looks cute. So this is made by Hot Toys, so it's a posable action figure. Next to Sideshow's The Child. Grogu. They're just hanging out together. Initially, this was all villains, but I just can't control myself from buying stuff. Also by ECC, so same people that made the Lycan, we have the Reaper from Blade 2. Look at that mouth. Only a mother could love that face. Really well done. This one is not silicone, but it's really well done polystone. So it is hard, it's not soft to the touch. And then right next to it, a really underrated piece. So this is from Independence Day 2, actually, the second movie, even though it's technically the same aliens in both movies. This is made by Prime One Studios, and I really enjoy this piece. You can get it for super cheap, too. And when I say super cheap, that's relative, you know, $600. And next I have a custom Pennywise from the newer movies. This one I like, I don't love. This is probably my second least favorite bust. I don't like the sculpted hair on it. I would much rather prefer real hair. And there's a lot of good Pennywise bust options out there. But I think they got the expression on him done really well. I really like the portrait on this, the face. And then here we have a placeholder We have Stripe from Gremlins 1. This is just a puppet. It's like 60 bucks. I don't even remember when or where I bought this, but he's just kind of hanging out there. Then also right here, another Jack of the Dust piece of the same people who made that skull. They make these high-end $900 Halloween masks where you put this on and literally you can move your mouth. A lot of different cool stuff going on here. And I actually got this on their scratch and dent sale. I think I paid like $300 when it was all said and done. Very cool piece. So last thing I want to look at is a couple pieces on the wall back here. We have two collages from what I think are great movies. One of them, one of my favorite movies of all time, signed by the cast. So here we have 300. This is signed by the actors who played the Queen. Couldn't remember what she was called in the movie. Lena Headey, of course. And then you have Xerxes by Rodrigo Santoro. And of course, Gerard Butler. They all signed this main one right here. So I have the authentication. And then just kind of a collage put together with different scenes of the movie, of the different characters, and of course his sword. Again, a replica. Now this one kind of covered because when you are addicted to collecting, you buy too much stuff. But here we got an avatar collage signed by the big players. So Sam Worthington, who played Jake Sully. And then Zoe Saldana. I think it was Zoe Saldana. Yeah, who played Nefertiti. Sigourney Weaver, of course. And then James Cameron. This is my only James Cameron autograph. And it's all in the main one, and then just some iconic scenes from the movie. To win this Goro statue, first thing you gotta do is make sure you've liked this video, you've actually subscribed to the channel, and you've hit that bell notification. Second thing is leave a comment below, and make sure it's a witty, entertaining, or funny comment. Because when we hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm gonna pick a random video, and the comment that has the most likes on it will be the winner of this Goro statue. So make sure your comment is entertaining to others and entertaining to Mr. X. Because if I like it, I'm actually gonna pin it to the tops to help you get more likes. So really, that's it. That's the theater room. So it took 16, 17 minutes just to do this. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you like stuff like this, make sure you hit that Mr. X logo, not only to subscribe to the channel, but check out some of the other mini tours or some of these statue related videos. We drop content all the time here, and there's tons more coming. Thanks so much for tuning in. And are you winning?
Yeah.
He's winning. Take care.